OCTE requires building-level reporters to submit 3 reports every year. Each report requires that you gather different data, enter it into CTEIS, and submit it on time so that OCTE can compile the information, analyze it, and then distribute its findings to districts across the state. Your enrollment data forms the backbone of all reports required by the state. This information is used in all aspects of CTE reporting. It allows the state to determine added cost funding and fulfills demographic reporting requirements at the federal level. Often, enrollment data feeds into local reports for various district purposes as well. The records you enter are crucial to the reporting cycle and must pass a variety of validation checks. Resolving errors can be a time-consuming process, so you are strongly encouraged to begin entering enrollment data in the fall and use the CTEIS validation tools before other seasonal reports require your focus. This will allow you ample time to contact the CTEIS Help Desk and resolve any problems should you require assistance. The 4033 Expenditures report is used by OCTE to verify that districts are spending money properly on CTE programs, and it is due in early November. Keep in mind that schools show how they spent 61A1 funds received in the previous year, and that you are required to report expenditures for any course that appears on your 4483 enrollment report. The expenditures report is critical to determining the money your programs receive, and incomplete or flawed reports can lead to the recapture of funds. Make every attempt to complete this report accurately and on time. The follow-up report is unique in that it requires you to survey CTE students who became concentrators in a CTE program and left school. These surveys help the state to determine how effective CTE programs were in helping students find a career or success in continuing education. Your survey data is due in January, and you may begin surveying your students in the fall when the opening of the follow-up module in CTEIS is announced. After you complete your surveys, you will then enter the information you collected regarding your students' continuing education and employment into CTEIS. The Spring Enrollment and Completion Collection Report determines the final enrollment counts for your CTE programs and is pivotal in determining the 61A1 funds your programs are eligible to receive. It is due in late June, and to complete this report, you will enter all course sections and segments taught throughout the year into the CTEIS database. You will also include student enrollments and demographic information, which will be reported to the federal government in the annual CPI report. Please keep in mind that while the enrollment report is due in late June, your student enrollment entries must be completed before the final May data extraction date in order for your students to be counted for funding. At the end of your school year, you will need to enter your final student grades after classes have ended, and also to verify all data entered into CTEIS before it is locked for analysis by the state. Remember that you may choose to enter your grades manually or use the CTEIS import feature to speed the data entry process. Once completed, the Spring Enrollment Report is processed by CTEIS to determine an unduplicated count of CTE students and to provide those students with a completion status. The student's exit status is also updated via the MSDS and determines the students you will survey during the follow-up reporting cycle next spring. If at any time you wish to know when a specific report is due, you may find the due dates online at www.cteis.com, where they are listed in the right panel labeled Important Dates. Each seasonal report is also described in a corresponding instruction manual, and due dates are published on the covers of these guides as well. When you are ready to begin working on a report, you may find it helpful to break your tasks down into a series of steps. For each report, you will follow the same procedure: collect data, verify your data, input the data into CTEIS, and complete your report. First, identify the kind of data you need to collect, as each report has slightly different requirements. In general, you will want to gather data pertaining to course sections, student demographics, enrollments, and teachers. If you are completing the Expenditures report, you will instead gather expenditure information as it relates to your programs. Follow-up reporters will generate a list of completers to survey and will collect survey data. As a CTEIS reporter, try to practice good validation techniques while striving for accuracy, reliability, and timeliness in your data submissions. You are accountable for any data you report using CTEIS, so remember to record the date when you retrieve information from a student management system and to observe standard practices when handling confidential information. For the most reliable data, go to the source that is closest to the information you seek. That is, the source most likely to have first-hand knowledge of the data. As an example, program instructors should personally provide and verify information regarding the students enrolled in their programs. Before submitting your data, review it and ask common sense questions. Does each course section appear on your report? Are the starting and ending dates correct? Are all staff members accounted for? Are students in your classes receiving the segments that will allow them to become completers of a program? When you are satisfied with the validity of the data you have collected, you may input it into CTEIS. Data entry methods vary for each report, but all entry is managed using the CTEIS website at www.cteis.com. To log in, you will need to speak to your fiscal agent about setting up a MEIS account, and then use your MEIS username and password to gain access to the CTEIS homepage. Specific instructions for data input are found within each of the report instructional guides, which are handed out at live training sessions. You may also view and download these manuals from the CTEIS homepage as well. Upon entering all required data into CTEIS, you may begin the process of completing your report. As a building level reporter, you may use the Data Entry menu in CTEIS to navigate to the Enrollment Completion page. Here, you will indicate the year and use the validation tool to check for inconsistencies or errors in your building information. Warnings appear if your data falls outside of the norm. They will not prevent you from completing your report, and if you receive a warning, you should review the message and understand why that portion of your data has been flagged by CTEIS. Errors, on the other hand, must be corrected in order to complete your report. Helpful troubleshooting guides can be found in your report manuals, or you may contact the CTEIS Help Desk at 800-203-0614 extension 128. When a building's data errors are cleared, you may mark that building complete, which locks your data from further editing and checks the building off of your list. Your data becomes available to the fiscal agent to review and then is sent to the CPID administrator for a final review. Finally, the CPID administrator submits the report to OCTE. Click on the link called CTEIS Navigation to learn the different areas of the CTEIS website and how to use them efficiently.